Thank
Not
you.
at all, no.
Thanks, Madam Chair.
Senator Hawley?
Ms. Savage, you testified earlier that a majority, in your view, a majority of Meta's VR users are under the age of 13. I'm just curious, what percentage, if you had to guess, or maybe you know the exact number, maybe you do, Doctor, what proportion of Meta's VR users, the children, the minors, are exposed to sexually explicit content, sexual propositioning, sexual abuse of some kind on a VR platform?
The prevalence of it is extremely high because it's very difficult to monitor that content in VR. It's difficult to monitor it on Instagram, much less VR. So I would estimate that any child that is in a social space in VR will come in contact with or directly expose something very inappropriate.
I'm sorry, did you say any child?
Yes.
So you mean every user?
Yes.
Every user will be exposed, every minor, every child will be exposed to sexually explicit content of some sort, is what you're saying.
I see it every time I use the headset.
That's remarkable. That's just remarkable. You also said, Ms. Savage, that negligence in the VR platform is emblematic of negligence across Meta's platforms when it comes to child safety. Let me just ask you about chatbots. This has come up before. I'm sure that you're aware of the recent reporting that Meta allowed its AI chatbots to engage in explicit content, romantic and sensual, I think, conversations with children. Let's just take a look, actually, at what the internal document brought forward by a whistleblower said. It's right here in this middle portion. This is a Meta document. It is acceptable to engage a child in conversations that are romantic or sensual. Let me say that again. It is acceptable to engage a child in conversations that are romantic or sensual. It is acceptable to describe a child in terms that evidence their attractiveness. Again, this is Meta's own internal, these are their own internal guidelines. Does this surprise you at all?
Unfortunately, no.
Doctor, does this surprise you?
Not at all.
When Meta says, as they have said following the disclosure of these guidelines, that they will redouble their efforts to make sure that children are safe on their platforms, including with chatbots, does that give you any comfort? Do you think that we should take them at their word?
Oh, no.
In no way, shape, or form, no.
In no way, shape, or form. Let me just ask you one other thing. You were with Meta how long, Ms. Savage, approximately?
4 years.
4 years. Dr. Sadison, what about you?
6 years, and I do want to say for context, that's about longer than 90% of employees will ever work at the company because the turnover is so quickly. I believe it would have been about 80 for you.
They calculate it for us on our profiles, so we know that that's correct.
Wow, 4 years and 6 years respectively. As you look back on it, if you knew then what you know now, would you have gone to work for Meta, Ms. Savage?
I think I knew that about the company going into it. I hope to make it better.
Doctor?
I would have, and I would have taken even better documentation.
Let me just end with this. Do you think based on what you know now in your time at the company, do you think that Meta is a force for good in this country and in the world?
I don't see how they can be.
Dr. Sadison?
No, it is aggressively ambivalent to people.
Aggressively ambivalent to people, and yet this is a company all about people, their attention, their interests, their data, their lives. This is a company that's lost its way, profoundly lost its way, and they are harming our children as a result. Thank you, Madam Chair.